Well, haven't eaten this in a while, but there is one reason why it could come into play. Yeah, let's check out some Jags. All right, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel, and today we're doing Jags, and I'm being followed by a few. Let's get into it. What a perfect combination. All right, welcome back to the Addicted Motors channel. This is the real intro to the video, and what we have in front of us today is the most gorgeous driveway of broken, leaking, and amazingly beautiful automobiles that I've seen in a long time. And if you don't agree with me, please unsubscribe right now. You're at the wrong channel. So to kick things off, you've seen each of these cars on my channel at different times over the past few months, but today I kind of wanted to get them all together and do a run through of each individual car, the goods and the bads of each one, their current condition, and what our future plans are for them. So let's get it kicked off first with the 2001 Jaguar Vanden Plas. Well, okay, it's Daimler V8 or Vanden Plas supercharged. So I haven't done a whole lot of content on this car yet. When we bought it, it needed a few things. We've done a little bit of work to it, and now it's in kind of the prep stages for sale. This one will be for sale, but we're gonna have a little fun with it first, kind of drive it around and give it a quick review. So this is a 2001 Vanden Plas Super V8, as it was kind of called after 2001, 2002, 2003. But it's badged as the Vanden Plas Supercharged. So that was the 99, 2001 models. So basically this is a Vanden Plas with the supercharged 4-liter V8 out of the XJR model. They only either made or imported about 722 of these. So even though it looks fairly tame, it is a rare car. And you can really only distinguish it visually from a regular Vanden Plas, like this one here, which is running, by the way, because the battery dies. So again, this is real time, doesn't get any more Jag than this in all its British glory. But again, you can tell the Vanden Plas Super V8 by the upgraded 17-inch wheels. They're a little bit different from the regular ones you have on the normal Vanden Plas. And the larger exhaust tip. It has the exhaust tips out of the XJR, so they definitely kind of stick out. They're a little wider diameter to kind of identify that it's a slightly more special model. All right, jumping into the interior. Beautiful white leather seats. It doesn't look like anyone's really sat back here. All of these cars have loose third brake lights. This one needs to be reattached. That one I reattached, and that one doesn't even have it because I can't even find them. But it has the wood grain fold down rear tables. It has the fluffy mats, the heated rear seats, the Alpine stereo. It has a droopy headliner, like every single one of these except for my XJR. And again, it's in really great condition. This one only has 79,000 miles, and it really is a treat to find these in non-destroyed working condition. A little bit of wear here on the center armrest and on the driver's seat, but it's not ripped or anything like that. Beautiful Borwood dash. Again, the wood's not super cracked or anything. Again, with the fluffy mats. Again, really, car's in really great condition. Paint looks awesome. Great shine to it. It's like a metallic silver. I could definitely use a little bit of buff and polish. But overall it's very presentable for being a 20-year-old car. And now this one, again, like Vanden Plas, has the chrome mirrors, so does the 99, and I added the chrome mirrors to my 2003 just because I like the look of it. And then the driver's side, again, fluffy mats. Again, great wood grain steering wheel. Leather. I mean, again, this is oh, that's the wrong key. But again, all the stuff you'd find, 79,000 miles, working AC, had the phone, it's been removed. Again, all the stuff you find in one of these as far as the condition goes. And here's the best part about this is the beautiful supercharged Jaguar 4-liter. Pretty reliable engine as long as you do the timing chain guides. And again, it's also just a pretty motor. It's pretty clean engine bay, pretty clean layout, and they're pretty great. Mesh grille. All the supercharged models have mesh grills, so it's a pretty easily identifiable feature. Just kind of tell it apart. I mean, again, the details are subtle between these models. And again, if you're looking for one on the road, if you do see one, these are the kind of things you look for. The wheels are the most identifiable, but the grills and the exhaust tips will kind of give it away as well. All right, let's go back to the 99, which I sold my buddy Mason. So again, there's not a whole lot of visual difference between this and the Super V8 besides the wheel design. I believe these are. Let me check. These are. Yeah, I think these are also 16 or 17 inch wheels. Again, white leather interior, great condition. You have the flip down tray tables. Awesome light green color. This is a color that you don't find all that often. I've really never seen one on a Jag, and this was kind of stood out when I bought it. He bought it from me. Typical check engine light, cold AC, ABS is on. This one needs the ABS module rebuilt. Both of these have been rebuilt. 4-liter non-supercharged V8. This one has an especially clean engine bay. And really, I mean, look at that. The engine was rebuilt prior to our ownership, and it looks like it has. And you just don't find this color everywhere. Vanden grill. And the battery discharges, so it's currently plugged in. It only has 14 miles of range, so and we're still waiting for his tags. But again, they're all pretty striking cars. And last but not least, the beater XJR, which is my current project. There's my third brake light, just kind of dangling around because I can't find the plastic enclosure. This car is the last model of the XJR X308 platform. Has the 4-liter supercharged V8 making 380-ish horsepower, 390 depending on who you're talking to. Has the beautiful asteroid wheels. You've heard all my stories about trying to get these things unbent. They're 18 inches and they're pretty susceptible to bending, and they've been almost more expensive to remedy than the car. Again, this one's got a lot of paint fading on the side, which I'm not really sure what I want to do with it, whether or not I'm going to fix it or not, but it looks great. Interior condition's pretty good. I think these are the sports seats are the most comfortable seats, to be honest with you. I like the black dash. I wish this one had a black interior, but you can't win them all. One day I'll get lucky and go to a gas station, a junkyard, and they'll have what I need. But other than that, this car has been pretty reliable. Haven't had to do any major maintenance yet, but I'm sure it's coming. I also like the black steering wheel. Again, supercharged 4-liter. This car definitely feels like it has more pep than the other two. I think just because it was been driven more, and it feels a little more loose. The power just comes on a little quicker, and it really is like a British muscle car. It's got a mean low stance. I can't imagine buying one of these new off the showroom floor with this look in 2003. Honestly, there's such an awesome combination of British racing green, the wood leather, the black dash. I mean, again, it's not in the best shape, but it's a pretty intimidatingly looking, masculine design that I really dig. And it looks great when it's coming up on you in the rearview mirror. Oh, I'm good. Oh, all right. So road test one. So I got Doug with me today from Doug's Cars. And he's going to give us the unbiased opinion on, we're starting out with the standard 4-liter Vanden, which I'm going to say probably has the best AC.
I've not actually driven this one. I was with you when you picked it up, but I've only ridden in it, so. Let's see. It's going to scrape. No?
No.
Good.
See, the advantage with this one is the meaty tires. I think they're less worried about bending things.
Thick sidewalls.
Or in sport, whatever that means here.
Anyways, comments, well. Sound good. Brakes good. I mean, again, this is a British town car. I drove my town car here, which is an actual town car. It's just a big engine, long chassis, comfy.
Better looking town car. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it's got a hood ornament. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's just not a gun sight like on the town car.
So I think from driving most of these, and again, I haven't driven them all back to back recently. My impression is, you know, there's a lot of drive line and front end chatter. You know, if you hit a couple bumps or whatnot, it's smooth. But even the lower miles ones that I've driven, you'll feel a bit of chatter and unsettling of the front and rear end. And I don't know if it's just the bushings in these cars, but it's pretty prevalent from one to another. I don't think this has the dynamic suspension that the 01 and 03 do. I know the 01 and 03 share the dynamic suspension. The settings for the R are slightly more sporty than the Vanden Plas supercharged, and that's just how they tuned the dampers and whatnot. But you know, this one has a pretty darn supple ride too, and you know, at the end of the day, there's less things that go wrong.
Famous last words. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, with the suspension.
roll in the dice, you know. I do like how it kind of rears up when you give it a little bit of the beans.
Yeah, it does all the things that any car from an old movie with a bunch of bad guys in it careens around a corner with the tires squealing sideways. You know, it makes the right moves. And now you're gonna have to beat this little Hyundai to
That
get
was
in
the
line
plan.
here.
Does it have a suspension fault or just the ABS?
Stability control fail.
It'll say that.
Traction control fail. That's the same system. So
It'll-
you got check engine light, ABS light on the soothing amber glow of the check engine light.
I need to order a OBD2 reader. I lost one.
It'll say suspension fault if the battery's low.
Well, yeah. Can we turn this off when we go to get gas?
Yes.
Well, start back up. I mean, I know we
Yeah,
can
it's been
certainly
long
turn it
enough.
off, but
Yeah, maybe. I left the jump box in the other one.
Yeah, let's leave it.
Yeah, I'll leave it running.
oh, I made it in front of a little tiny Hyundai thing.
It's funny though, because this never felt slow. Even though it's got, what, 290 horsepower, it feels, you know, like a V8 should when it delivers power.
It doesn't feel appreciably faster on acceleration than the town car, which I just drove over, which has 50
Right.
less horsepower.
Right.
Which is probably a bigger car, but
Feels like a rocket ship compared to the Range Rover Classic.
yes, that's the 150 horse 3.9. Yeah, I mean, I had 150 horsepower in 1988. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they're just all drained
No,
out.
they couldn't do that.
All right, so we're getting a little bit of petrol here, and I forgot the other feature that the Vanden Plas has is, now I'm 6'2", my head is kind of touching the droopy rear headliner, but the features are interesting. It's still not better than a Lexus LX470, not LX470, the sedan. Yeah, LS460 or LS430 of the time would blow this out of the water, but in typical British fashion, you still have all the interesting pleasures of a coachwork motor sedan from back in the day.
Yeah, or it's just something for kids to annoy their mom with.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Stop it.
But I do have enough legroom, which is, you know, rare. Not enough headroom, but the legroom's adequate.
Well, you know, this does have a lot more heft to the steering than my Lincoln, even though, again, this is a British Lincoln. The acceleration's great, and the brakes are nice. I do feel a little clunky poos in the front end, so probably some bushings, but especially at low speed, I guess everything tightens up when you're going faster. But I mean,
Yeah, I find even if the bushings are kind of worn out in older Jags, the steering slop is less transferred to the driver feel. You know, it definitely will feel smooth and light and consistent through, you know, 3 or 4 turns of the wheel in comparison to some older Mercedes or whatnot that have a little more feedback when the front end's worn out. So that is the 99. We're gonna get back to the house and jump in the 01 Vanden Plas Supercharged. See how it stacks up. I got distracted, but it's not a manual, so we're gonna move on. So right now we're gonna look at the compare the two supercharged models kind of back to back. First, we're gonna jump in the 01 Vanden Plas Supercharged, and then we're gonna jump in the XJR. So mechanically, you know, there is some slight changes. Again, you've got the adjustable suspension in both of these. It also has a different transmission. It's got the Mercedes 722.6 5-speed. Used in a lot of their supercharged models, and both of these cars also have that same transmission. It even has a Mercedes filler tube with a little Mercedes logo in the engine bay, and there's no dipstick, just like the Mercedes. You have to buy a dipstick to check your level. So we're gonna go grab this, shoot over the bridge, and get some driving impressions back to back here. So Doug was commenting on the clicking noise it makes because they're hot, and I said it's just jag noises. Like, what's the problem?
Being hot, it's cold. You can, well, that
right.
That's the oil in the pan. This one's cooking from the exhaust somewhere.
Yeah, it's just relaxing after a spirited drive. So, all right, let's. Yeah, we're gonna jump in this and get some more driving impressions. Oh, perfect.
Supercharger wine. Love the smell of supercharger wine in the morning.
Adequate.
This isn't a Royce.
Yeah.
This is more than adequate. Well, you can always use more power. Got up to about 50 there.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot of drama.
There's a white Subaru in the way, so.
All right, Doug's gonna be our tame racing driver again. So, backseat impressions, same droopy headliner, but I do have these fluffy mats, which I like so much, and I can also move Mason forward if I don't like his seating position. So sorry about that, bud.
Until it breaks, and then, you know,
until it breaks,
there,
right?
Knees against the dash.
You know, the first rule of old cars is always test the seats, but never the sunroof.
Oh yeah. Now what happens if I do this?
We're gonna leave that closed.
I'm surprised that Captain Send It doesn't want to test the sunroof.
I've opened the sunroof on mine twice, so I've always cringed every time I do
That's
it.
the one thing that always worked on my Range Rover Classic. The sunroof always worked. It always
My Rhino
to open
mine shut. It's leaking.
I've always been afraid of the plastics with Mercedes sunroof, but you can usually wind them back from the trunk. So I'm gonna let the traffic pass here for a second.
Well, it's just timed perfectly for your video. All right, we can go now. I love the supercharged one. It's just not something I get to hear normally. Positive shifts, wow. Well, is this the Mercedes trans?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the Mercedes transmission. Again, it's just a little more beefy for the supercharged power.
Okay, everybody's gonna slow down because look, water.
We almost got the garage door openers.
Yeah, all the relevant 90s luxury features are included in this.
So I press map, does it put a map on the screen here?
That's for the lights, you wish. This one does have navigation. So the 01, yep, the 01 and the 03 have the integrated CD navigation that the 99 does not have. Yes.
No waypoints.
Type in GPS coordinates.
Which I remember using as a kid in like 2004, thinking it was a very usable thing.
Oh yeah, you can put in a destination right here.
If you have the opportunity to listen to Supercharger Wine, you have to.
you can't see it. See, again, another
Loaded gauge, yeah.
the recessed gauges. I also remember driving in the back of these as kids and never being able to see the speed. At least even from the passenger seat, if you look over, it's the ultimate spouse protection.
See 0 to about 50.
Right.
From there. Well, I'm going about 50. Oh, I know what we can do.
Yeah.
Got to merge at high speed. It's just,
It's for safety.
yes, you want to merge at 45. That's terrible. There are a lot of cops on this road now.
All right, how's she stack up?
I mean, feels floaty, but very smooth. It's got some weight to it. Again, I'm comparing it to, I've been daily driving a Lincoln Town Car for the last 2 weeks, which is a very similar car in a lot of respects. This has more of a European feel, obviously, so it feels like tighter, but it's still a big, floaty, heavy car. And it changes direction very nicely. Check the brakes here on the off ramp. I mean, they're like instant on. Like it's like I can almost hear the relay clicking with the brake light, and as soon as that happens, you're already slowing down. There's no travel to the pedal until it engages, which is kind of reassuring and nice. Like if you accidentally touch the brake pedal though while you're driving, you're gonna start slowing down. But hopefully, you're a better driver than that.
Yeah, other VDP accents in here is you've got these kind of fake chrome covers for the screws that mount the handles. Piping on the seats. You know, just really subtle things I think that make it again a little more special.
This is Vanden blonde gold in the wood.
Right.
It's got a little stripe here too.
Power. See, Doug, the other problem is you got traction control on.
Oh, well, yeah, that can be turned off. Just trying to find a place in the shade where we can switch drivers.
I just feel guilty in this back seat, like we're doing something wrong. All right.
The fancy thing is you can put your phone.
Yeah, you put your
here.
phone right there. Yeah. I don't have a tray table for the Great Poupon back here.
So driver switch. We're gonna get the real-time impression. Mason has the 99,
And I just got out of the XJR.
and he just got out of the XJR. So we'll see how they stack up.
My town car has the ruched pockets on the front of the seats too for, I guess, maps. I don't know what else. Parking tickets.
This can hold so many maps in it.
Yeah, right. Plus, it's got the map button.
All right, we're gonna get back on the highway. Again, he hasn't had enough seat time to get a full impression of it. They are about the same cars, but I think there are some slight differences that might stand out.
Well, but you're at least a Jag owner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a wannabe Jag owner.
You can join the club.
I have enough headaches.
You have a Yankee Jag.
Detroit Jag.
Pratt wants.
Oh, don't let him go. You have to assert yourself.
you wanna do
You're a
hot
criminal.
route for you.
Right.
You've got the green arrow. Interesting, in the passenger seat, I hear more of the exhaust note almost than I did in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
AC on.
All right, speed up. The cop's going that way.
We lost him.
On ramp. No turn signals.
Hope he doesn't got his ears on.
I like the combo of the long wheelbase with the supercharger.
Yeah.
The XJR is what it is in a good way. It's nice to mix the two.
So you're gonna upgrade, or are you gonna put a supercharger on yours?
It definitely makes the application feel more proper.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it just a little more snarly, which also cutting the resonators and whatnot off would probably yield the same result.
Makes you think, why didn't they just put superchargers on all the long wheelbases?
Yeah. They probably did long wheelbase 6s in the UK.
Well, they also made, I think there was 108 Super V8 non-long wheelbase Vanden Plas. Don't quote me on that, but I was looking at the stats prior to making the video.
So the tray table goes right into your knees.
Right.
Because there's no leg room.
All right, last test here. 03 XJR. Start by squeezing my tall ass in the back. This is the downside to this shorter wheelbase platform, but the upside is good headliner. All right, I can make this work. So we're gonna take off here and see how it stacks up. All right, we're gonna cut the camera back on. Doug's driving again.
Yeah, so I actually got to drive this a couple weeks ago. So I don't know what to expect. Driving it back to back is pretty smooth. It definitely feels faster.
Yeah. Let's roll the windows up.
Can we try the AC?
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Crank it higher.
Oh.
But yeah, so we were just talking about before. I think that these sport seats in the R are the most comfortable. They don't grab you super hard like an M3 or something like that. They're not Vader seats, but compared to the very plush seats in the other VDPs, they are much more comfortable in my opinion. And I don't have terrible legroom back here. It's not great, but you know, it works. And power-wise, Doug, what's your first impression?
It definitely felt like it has more beans to give, but I don't know if that's just because it's a little bit lighter than a long wheelbase.
Right.
If it's tuned differently, I mean, maybe they tuned the transmission shift points differently for the R. Not as lazy of a drive for the luxury model.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe someone will know and can tell you that, but I mean, I like the fact that it says XJR on the wheel instead of the angry Jag. Which is kind of cool.
I do like the steering wheel.
Yeah. I really would, yeah. So.
Yeah, the black dash is, I'm kind of a fan of that as well. I wish I had the full black interior, but yeah. Less prone to fading, but I guess brakes and everything feel similar.
There's definitely like an inch or so of travel before the brakes do anything.
Right.
I will say though, it's not vibratory like last time I drove this because you got all the wheels replaced.
Yes.
Did you get a new wheel?
Yes. We have new used Asteroid 18-inch wheels at the cost of more than what I paid for the car for the most part. So yeah, let's not talk about that. And I think there still might be a slight bend to some of these. So yeah.
Obviously they're prone to it. But yeah, the day that you picked up the Crun van and I drove it back on the highway, man, it was. You said you could see the
oh yeah, it was vibrating all over the place.
It certainly felt like it on the inside, but you never know if it actually does on the outside. Sure enough, it did.
Oh man.
It's a lot of ladders.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious Contractor Edition. Well, let's
Drop back a little bit.
yeah, we'll check back and loop around here. Doug's going in for the road handling test right here behind the Prius.
Car with half a flat on tires with no rolling resistance because
Whew.
mileage.
Oh man, you can't really see it. That tire is
Yeah, it's really
on
bad.
its last leg.
This one's got some camber to it. Like the whole.
Don't matter. He's probably peeing his pants seeing this car in his rear view.
Supercharged V8, it uses up so much fuel. So you take over.
So you keep going.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to do it for consistency's sake?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That way you get the actual Jag.
So those old Virginia license plates.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, Mason's in the XJR.
All right. This feels a lot better than the day you bought it.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to talk about the wheels.
No, yeah, we're not talking about the wheels here, guys. She's buttery smooth at this point. But yeah, it's a slightly different experience. It feels more nimble, probably because, again, the bigger wheels, a shorter wheelbase. It feels like it turns in a little bit quicker, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys are getting the same vibes from it.
The steering on the supercharged Vanden was really, instant too. But the bigger wheels does have something to do with this. Lower profile tires on that.
Yeah, I think the lower profile tires.
Yeah, which, 18-inch wheels in 2003, I mean, that was almost unheard of, especially in a British car. And I think they even went up to 19 for the not the XJ100, but I think some of the other XK series which is pretty interesting. Which again, those wheels, if on eBay, are worth more than the dang car. Yeah, they're probably better brakes.
Hood doesn't pop up as much because the suspension's tighter.
But yeah, not a lot of supercharged growl, you know? It all blends in. I don't know if that's good or bad. I kind of want it to be louder, honestly.
It's not as loud as the Vanden Plas.
No,
Yeah.
which could not be working. But
Is the supercharger working?
Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's a Jag.
yeah.
So.
Feels like it's got more power than that.
But yeah, it does feel like it's got some power. All right, well, amazingly, we made it back from the adventure alive. So, in conclusion, which Jag would you want?
I like this guy.
Team R, Doug? Team Town Car? Not yet.
I'm with you on the R.
R, all right.
Speed up enough that you can enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. I'm Team R as well. I think it's kind of the most well-rounded of the group, especially for what I use it for. I'm not going to use it for super long distance stuff, but if I want to and I want to go fast and not worry about the car, I think that's going to be the pick. But if I would take all of them, probably the Town Car. Let's all be honest here. So that's enough Jags for one day. We can't keep driving these or we're going to break something. So we're going to grab lunch in the Town Car. Thanks for watching. This is the Jag comparison video that nobody asked for, but you're getting it anyway. And the next thing on the docket will probably be Town Car versus Jag, or Town Car versus Jag versus S500 Mercedes. Drop in the comments of what you want to see and let me know below. And appreciate you guys watching. Thanks. Bye.